Coming up in the news, a juvenile arraigned on the charge of murder. The Deputy Prime Minister addressing more than 300 youngsters at the police summer camp. And ZNS Northern Service kicking off its summer entertainment series.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Atalia Hall. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, murder charges filed today in connection with the death of that juvenile who was fatally stabbed over a week ago. Jamila Mizik has the details.
A juvenile male had his day in the magistrate's court as he stood accused for the June 17th murder of 16-year-old Joshua Davis. Appearing before Deputy Chief Magistrate Debbie Ferguson, the 17-year-old Martintown resident was advised of the charges laid against him in the presence of his guardian. It is alleged that on Monday, June 17, 2019, in Freeport, by means of unlawful harm, he did intentionally and unlawfully cause the death of Joshua Davis. According to initial reports, an altercation erupted around 1:30 a.m. outside a restaurant and bar on Peachtree Street, and Davis was stabbed to the upper body. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Now, the 17-year-old suspect was not required to enter a plea to the charge. A preliminary inquiry will be held, and he was subsequently remanded to the Boys Industrial School until August 13th at 10 a.m. to be heard before the juvenile panel. Since the incident, police have sent a strong warning to liquor licensees and proprietors to govern themselves accordingly to ensure that they're not breaking the law. Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
The victim, 16-year-old Joshua Davis, was enrolled at the Ruthnell Technical Institute in Hawksbill, and while instructors say he had some behavioral issues, they contend that he was beginning to turn his life around. His parents, in an interview with Megan Shepard, said they tried their best and are warning other parents to always be careful of the friends their children associate with.
John Davis, the father of 16-year-old Joshua Davis, still shaken up and distraught over the loss of his son. According to Davis, Joshua only recently moved to Grand Bahama, and ever since then, he has been wary of the company that he kept.
As a father who cared for him, and one of the regrets was that he used to stay with me in Nassau, and he came over to his mom in December, and I'm thinking what I could have done differently, and that's what's haunting me. But his mommy, since he came, and I know that for a fact, that she done everything.
Joshua's mother, Michelle, says that they constantly warned Joshua about his friends, and adds that she believes that Joshua's death is a result of his company. She is pleading with other parents to be more aware of who their children associate with.
We tried with Joshua in so many ways. Yes, he have to have friends, but the company, we always talk to Joshua. Joshua, too much company is not good. But yet still, Joshua is a people person. He's a lover for people. He will still dash outside, still hide and go deal with his friends.
She's also calling for more rules to be enforced when it comes to underage drinking.
I want them to enforce the laws that these little young kids don't be stepping up in no club because they may be 15 or 16 and carrying a 20-year-old body like my son Joshua and serving them alcohol. I want to save another 10,000 youths today. Yes. Please, government, I'm appealing to you as a hurting mother who loves her child, who was striving for progress.
Now, despite the pain of losing their son, the Davises say they forgive those accused of killing him.
The important thing is we gotta stop the madness, and the only way the madness is from forgiveness. You understand? So if I find out they take them young men who murdered my son, put them in educational institution and train. They didn't know what they do. They didn't. All right? Like I say, as young, we make mistakes. Only now gang is weaponized. I can take a knife, kill you. I can take a gun and shoot you. Back then, we fist and we fight.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, 30-year-old Kingsley Cooper of Scott Avenue was arraigned before Deputy Chief Magistrate Debbie Ferguson on one count of possession of an illegal firearm. It is alleged that on Saturday, June 22nd, Cooper was found in possession of a black 9mm pistol without being the holder of a special license authorizing him to possess that firearm. He was further charged with one count of possession of ammunition. It is alleged that on the same date and time, he was found with 11.9mm ammunition without a license or certificate authorizing him to possess the same. He pleaded guilty to both counts. He was subsequently fined $16,000 on both counts, or 18 months imprisonment. An update from that alleged human smuggling attempt involving 14 illegal migrants and 3 Bahamians over a week ago in waters of West End. The man, who admitted to captaining the boat with drugs on board, was sentenced to 2 years in prison. 38-year-old Delmon Parker of Murphytown, Abaco, pleaded guilty to charges of possession of dangerous drugs with intent to supply, exportation of dangerous drugs, and conspiring to commit the offenses at his arraignment before Acting Deputy Chief Magistrate Subu Swain in the capital. Police seized 144 pounds of marijuana from the disabled vessel on June 16th. As well, his co-accused Jermaine Cooper, age 27 of McKinney Drive, Joe Pierre, age 24 of Ridgeland Park, and Norman McDonald of Jamaica pleaded not guilty and were denied bail. They will have to apply to the Supreme Court for bail and return to court on August 2nd for trial. The remaining 13 migrants, 10 have already paid their fines and are awaiting deportation. The other 3 were unable to pay the fine and will spend time behind bars. In other news, the Royal Bahamas Police Force Northern Bahamas annual summer camp officially launched on Grand Bahama today. The group had an opportunity to hear some sound advice from several leaders in the community, among them the Deputy Prime Minister. Some 300 youngsters are taking part in the Royal Bahamas Police Force Summer Camp. The official opening ceremony taking place at the Freeport Bible Church, host Pastor Kyle Maycock telling leaders in the community that they must do all in their power to preserve the minds and future of the next generation.
And so I believe that you, as a teenager, as a preteen, as a young adult in this country, you have something to offer now. And for those of us that are watching over them, we have to value them now because they bring something to the table. The Bible describes them as, they said, children are a blessing from the Lord, that they're not mistakes. And students, if you are in this room, you are not mistakes. You're not children of chance, but you are children of purpose.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Samuel Butler telling the young people that there is a great seed in them.
I want you to know that you are important. You are important to the Bahamas. We need you. You're that one person that can make the Bahamas a better place. It can make the Bahamas a bigger place. It can make the Bahamas a brighter place. And we believe in you.
Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable K. Peter Turnquest, also encouraging the group, telling them that they can achieve their heart's desire.
Even to be Deputy Prime Minister, other than your failure to believe in yourself, to work hard, to govern yourself with integrity and with character, to associate yourselves with positive people who are doing positive things with like minds, and being disciplined and focused on your goals. A lot of you are too young probably to understand what I'm trying to say to you. But I want you to know and to believe that you can be anything that you want to be.
Now the camp will be held in 4 districts on Grand Bahama: West Grand Bahama, Central Grand Bahama, Lucaya, and East Grand Bahama. The camp will run for a total of 6 weeks. Stay with us, there's more news right after this break.